Welcome to Psychology 311 Study Session 9, Audition 1, External, Middle, and Inner Ear Cochlear Microphonics. Introduction. The ear is the organ of hearing. One of the stimuli that the nervous system is sensitive to is sound. The outer ear protrudes away from the head and is shaped like a cup of direct sound towards the tympanic membrane. The tympanic membrane transmits vibrations to the inner ear through a series of small bones to the brain, upon which appropriate responses are made by the nervous system. This chapter describes the three parts of the human ear: the outer ear, the middle ear, and inner ear. Objectives. At the end of this lecture, you should be able to 1. Describe the parts of the human ear, and 2. Explain the physiology of hearing. Pretest. Describe the human ear. 2. Mention the functions of specific parts of the human ear. Content. Hold the fingers of your palm close to each other and place it behind the pinna. Then try to concentrate on a particular sound continuously having the same frequency. Remove the palm and try to concentrate on the same sound again. What difference do you feel? If you snap your fingers, you will hear a crack. This sound comes from waves of air that were compressed and expanded by the quick movements of your fingers. If you could see sound waves, you might compare them to the ripples on a lake. Each ripple that is made each time air is compressed and expanded is called a cycle. You can tell the difference between low and high sounds by their pitch. The pitch is determined by the number of cycles that occur per second. The low-pitched sound of a bass has fewer cycles per second than the high pitch of a doorbell. The term frequency is used to express the number of cycles per second. The average person hears frequencies from 20 to 20,000 cycles per second. With normal aging, we lose the ability to detect the very highest of these frequencies, such that by age 70, many people have trouble hearing sounds above 6,000 cycles. The loudness of a sound is determined by the height or amplitude of the sound wave and is measured in units called decibels. A whisper is about 30 decibels, whereas the usual live band blasts about 110 decibels. The higher the decibel level, the more intense the sound would be, and the greater the danger of damaging the organs of hearing. This is why people that work near noisy equipment are always advised to wear ear protecting equipment. External ear. The external ear consists of pinna, auditory canal, and eardrum. Pinna helps to direct the sound waves into the auditory canal. Ceruleus glands are special glands which are found in the walls of the auditory canal, which is the continuation of the pinna. The wax produced by these glands and the hairs in the auditory canal protect the hair from small insects, germs, and dust. In addition to this, they help to maintain the temperature and dampness of the auditory canal. The auditory canal ends in the hair drum. It is clear from the diagram that this thin membrane separates the external hair from the middle hair. This membrane, capable of vibration, is connected to the ossicles of the middle hair. The middle hair. The middle hair is a chamber with hair circulation. Within the chamber are three tiny bones: the malleus, that is hammer, incus, anvil, and the stapes, stirrups. The bones are differently shaped and serve specific functions. When sound waves strike the hair drum, it causes it to vibrate. Each of these acts as a lever, increasing the pressure on the next, until the pressure exerted by the stirrup is many times greater than what the hammer exerts. The stirrups press against a membrane called the oval window, which lies at the end of the middle hair. The oval window separates the middle hair from the inner hair. The bones of the middle hair are connected to each other by ligaments and are capable of vibrating in a particular way. Because of the oval window is much smaller than the eardrum, and because of the lever effect that the three tiny bones create, the oval window receives much more pressure per square millimeter than the eardrum does. This increased pressure is needed to move the fluid in the next chamber of the hair. Eustachian tube connects the middle hair to pharynx. This tube helps to regulate the hair pressure on both sides of the hair drum. Tympanum. Inner hair. The inner hair or labyrinth contains the organ of hearing and balance. It is generally described in two parts: the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth. The bony labyrinth is larger than and encloses the membranous labyrinth of the same shape, which fits into it like a tube within a tube. In the bony and membranous labyrinths, there is a layer of watery fluid called the perilymph, and within the membranous labyrinth, there is the endolymph. The bony labyrinth consists of one vestibule, one cochlea, and three semicircle canals. The vestibule contains the oval and round windows in its field wall. The cochlea resembles a snail's shell. The semicircular is three tubes arranged so that one is situated in each of the three planes of space. They are continuous within this vestibule. The membranous labyrinth lies in the bony labyrinth. It contains endolymph and comprises of the vestibule, cochlea, and the three circular canals. Running almost the entire length of the cochlea are several layers of membranes: the scalar vestibule, the scalar media, and the seal, a tympani. that separate two tubes. The lower membrane, called the basilar membrane, form a floor on which the hair's sensory receptors sit. Hairy-like receptor cells are contained in the organ of Corti. Vibration in the cochlear fluid set the basilar membrane in motion. This movement, in turn, moves the organ of Corti and stimulates the receptor cells it contains. This receptor transduces the sound waves in the cochlear fluid into coded neural impulses which are sent to the brain. Summary. The hair consists of external hair, middle hair, tympanic cavity, and the inner hair. The external hair consists of the auricle, that is spina, and the external acoustic meters. The middle hair contains the oval window, round window, and the auditory ossicles. When sound waves strike the hair drum, it causes it to vibrate. The wave sets in motion three tiny bones: the malleus, hammer, incus, anvil, and the stapes, stirrups. The inner hair, or labyrinth, contains the organ of hearing and balance. Generally described in two parts, the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth, the auditory receptors combine, forming the cochlear auditory part of the vestibule cochlear nerve to the hearing area in the cerebrum where the sound is perceived. Sound waves have properties of pitch and a volume or intensity. Pitch is determined by the frequency of the sound waves, while volume depends on the amplitude of the sound waves. Essentially, very loud noise is damaging to the hair. This is the end of study session 9. Thanks for listening.